Oh my gosh. No. No way. You did not just do the 1,000 years of death. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 10, Tokyo Number 1, Colony, Part 4. In last episode, Yuji was able to get Higuruma to help them adding a rule to the calling game. And the rule is that you should be able to give points to other people. And that it should count toward the um the changing rule game kind of thing that gets you to that should the points not change or whatever in a certain amount of time, then you get your power stripped. That if you were to give a point to someone, that it should count toward that as well. And it went through. And now he gave a point to Ayanoguchi. Oh my goodness, I just finished watching Classroom of the Elite. And he gave a point to Yuji, and so Yuji has 19 days, I believe, before any of that rule can kick in. So, and then he left. And yeah, so that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelamini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Hit me, love me, kill me. I saw. My nephews came over yesterday, and they're like, "Auntie, I want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen." I'm like, Okay, why?" "I want to watch Gojo." And then okay, and then I put it on for him, and they're like, "Okay, I want to see when Gojo gets sealed." I'm like, "How do you know all these things?" He's like, "I've been watching it on YouTube." Oh, okay. So he'll be like, he took the remote away from me, and then he was just going through the episodes to try to find the episode where, well, first of all, he wanted to see the episode where Gojo and Doji fought, and he killed Gojo, and then Gojo got whatever. And he went through that, and then he saw the scene where Gojo came back to life, I guess. And then he's like, "Okay, now I want to see when Gojo gets sealed." And then he goes, I'm like, "Okay, what's the point of you skipping all through everything just to watch those scenes?" Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. That's what he wanted to do. Are you sure about that? Really? Oh, there were other people there. My boy's scary. Wait, is that Noe? What happened to Noe? Oh, who told you that he won't fight to kill? He said that he's not like Itadori. Whose eye is that? Get out of the fire zone. Wait, is that the bomb that they said they were going to detonate, or is it something else? Okay, so other people attacking. Okay. It says something oil on it, on the paper. Was that two teeth flying in there? And it seems like the guy that they showed, this wrote his name, I just didn't see it. Okay, so they're working together. Did she attack him from behind? Say what?
たまにいるよ。お前みたいに行動じゃなく、口先がすべてのクズ人間。ここまで這い上がるのも楽じゃねえんだよ。階段使えよ、原始人。
The neuro. Ooh. Damn, you gonna tear him in half? Okay. Huh. Oh, I love Noe. Yeah.
ああ、ポイントもったいな。やろんがい。使うべきか、領域を。だが俺の領域は未完成で。
Then don't do it. Oh my god, the dancing dude in the intro. Who are you? Where did you come from?
2対1。君たち本当にそれで公平に分けた。見ろ。
Uh-huh.
ダメージゼロだぜ。
What zero damage are you talking about? Okay, are we not stopping the jet of blood that's flowing from your head? Ah,
少年、助立ちしよう。御年
Takaba.
35歳。なんだ。君もなかなか悪い顔をしているな。風の木。知らんやつだ。聞いた方が早い。おい、お前どっちだ。なるほど。その質問はつまり俺が面白いか面白くない。
Wait, is he the comedian at the end of the previous episode?
コスチュームは俺に初めて爆笑を教えてくれたヒーローを模したものだ。
Must be the comedian, the stand-up comedian on at the end of the previous episode.
考えとギャグだ。日中のこの前で披露するといい。余計なお住まい。
Oh my goodness.
あんたの問題だ。でも俺は同じ匂いがする。そんなお前らも見捨てない。
He has the same vibe, oh my goodness.
芸人だもん。
Damn!
俺は暴力肯定派の古いタイプの芸人だぜ。
Who's pro-violence?
このまま二人を分断する。
Why did it get so close to him?
近い。小金。日車ひろみの情報を出せ。もう俺はこのコロニーに用はない。引くなら見逃すぞ。はあ、あんた。高間よ。その前に持ち点を奪ってほしい。オーケー少年。君のお願い、しかと引き受けた。人から一生笑顔を奪う真似はせん。勝ってくれれば何でもいい。そんな術式だな。
Oh my gosh. No.
バカはご法度だぜ。
No way. You did not just do the 1,000 years of death.
高場が敵じゃなくてよかったよ。
一度は言われてみたいセリフ。
死んだね、あいつ。あそこまでコケにされちゃ、ハゼの木も本気出す。てめえの心配しろよ。
No way. No way. What did he? He did something. Oh, okay. So each paper has something that he's written on it or something. And when he throws it, it turns into that thing. So that's what he did during that thing when he wrote something oil on it and then it became okay. Huh. How many things? Well, I'm guessing he wrote things, many things for different situations. Plushies. Oh my goodness. What did they create a giant elephant? Not elephant, piano to fall on him? I thought he had. Maybe I saw that wrong. Like I saw some kind of strings stuff, so I thought he had all his papers, a lot of papers were like around. But if that was the case, why would there be just one piano?
レシート内
That is so cool.
厳密には違うんだろうが。そんなこともできる。再結晶。資料館星空亭2泊3日オイルトリートメント付き。今ゆっくり温泉に浸かって体をほぐし、ぐっすり2日間体を休めた状態になったわけ。ヘロヘロでしょ。複数併用はよくやってる。問題はその中に本来単体で使う板書が含まれてることだ。お互い出力の高い大技を持たない消耗戦。もう無理っしょ。君じゃ俺は殺せない。
Well, if you wanted to.
逃げる。
And now he has
そう
drums.
はいかない。総合体育館か。逃げ込んだのか誘っているのか。火で
Probably to lure you in
ちょうどいい広さだ。
for domain expansion.
何を企んでるのかな。
Is he trying to perfect his domain expansion on this dude? In this situation, that's when I miss Gojo. It was just like, yeah, it's not gonna come near me. Infinite Void. Or Infinity, whatever, either way.
持ち点くれたら楽に殺してあげるけど。結界術ってのは難しいよな。だからまさか
Mm-hmm.
この体育館のスペースをそのまま俺の領域として転用する。
Uh-huh.
領域展
え
開看護湾営帝。俺は別に大技がないとは言ってねえよ。
It's about to be over. Of course it's about to be over. Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't they end it there? I cannot wait. I feel like Um, he said in this episode that his domain expansion is not fully basically he doesn't have the hang of it yet. It's not fully functional or whatever. It's fully complete. So he was hesitating using it when it was all of them like attacking him and everything. And I feel like he's gonna this particular fight that he's having with Reggie and him using the domain expansion here, he's gonna be able to fully complete it and make it, you know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't deny it. Okay. Um Reggie decided this episode basically with Reggie repeating what he said about Kenjaku's goal, I guess, and how he was going to deploy this bomb over everybody, and it's probably going to be in the near future. And he wanted people to join up with him for when that happened. He's trying to accumulate as much points, I guess, team up with people and accumulate as much points as possible. And Fushiguro told that a new rule was going to be added about transferring points and everything. And that he was telling the girl that she was going to be useless, that they were going to kill him. She didn't want to believe it. But that's exactly what happened. They didn't care if she died when um the negotiations broke down and that thing, the eye or whatever, there was this giant explosion and everything. When the explosion was happening, and I'm like, did Kenjaku deploy the bomb already or something? Or other because it seemed like with the flame coming and everything that even Reggie was sort of like surprised or something, like something that came out of nowhere that he's trying to escape from, So that's why I was asking myself whether Kenjaku already did something, but no, he was one of his associates who can use his body parts as some kind of explosion device. Okay, so if he was there, he knew what was happening, and he was able to hide or whatever, and keep himself from being hurt. Well, what's Demon Dog? Demon Dog was taken down before that happened. Um, and then he went into the room. Then there was another dude. I think it was 3 against 1 at first, plus the girl, but the girl was being useless. So it was 3 against 1. The Neanderthal or whatever. The fight in the room with the Neanderthal was kind of cool, where he had his toads, are they toads? Whatever. Basically, it looked like two toads, one on the other side, and then it was the tongue was wrapped around the dude, and then on one side, and then the other side, and it was sort of stretching him out. I'm like, oh, are you about to tear him in half? But no, flew over the thing, and then probably died. And then it was just two, 2 on 2, and the girl was just being, I don't know. Sometimes the way I don't know, I keep the way Megumi is, the way he spoke to that girl and all of that, there's sort of like disdain or something in his face and whatnot. The way he speaks, sometimes the way he acts, I'm like, and then when he's like, I'm not like Yuji, I'm gonna kill or whatever. I'm like, wait, this guy's used to be part of a gang in high school. He used to beat up people. So he's not really a good guy like that. I mean, he's a good guy in a sense where, you know, uh, good against evil, I guess, but he's not above doing bad things, you know. So I don't know when I see him speak like that, and he's looking at you with this sort of way that you're like, oh, that's scary, and I'm like, oh, well, he used to be on the top of the food chain in his gang at his high school and whatnot. But whatever. So after that, it was just Reggie and what was his name again? Hazenuki. I wrote his name down and then I wrote in parentheses teeth because it felt like that's the only thing that he was using to make things explode. But then at one point, I think I saw an eye as well or something. or an eyeball or something or other like that that was also used. Oh wait, he used an eyeball at first with the explosion. Whatever. For some reason, I was only thinking about the teeth, so I wrote the parentheses teeth right next to his name. So it was Hazunoki, right? And Reggie versus, at first it was just versus Megumi, and that's when he was thinking about this domain expansion, and then now it's not gonna work and whatnot. And then when they launched an attack, that's when Takaba came in, and I'm like, wait, oh, that's the dancing dude in the intro, you know, love me. When they looked at you at a gymnasium, and then you had Megumi in the background with his face like, okay, I'm doing this with you, but I don't really want to. He showed up and he took the explosion in the face or something. And then the way he was talking about making people laugh, and I'm like, wait, is that the dude that at the end of of an episode? Yeah, see, yeah, I wrote it down. Takaba comedian. So it was him because at the end of that episode, it felt like he activated some kind of technique, first technique. We just didn't know what it was. And yeah, even this episode, I'm not gonna say that I know what it is because I don't. He just seemed super strong and super fast, and that's basically what I did. And oh my gosh, when he showed up and he was able to, like, the way he kicked that dude into the wall and whatnot, and you could tell that he was strong. And then Megumi is like, okay, you take care of that dude, and then I'm gonna take care of Reggie. And if you can, just get his points. I think it was during that fight that the Kogane showed up and told them about the rule and everything. And then he told them, okay, you can get his points before you kill him. And he's like, okay, got it. And when he was making his jokes, all of them were like, what is this? You know. But the human that Hazunuki, him and Hazunuki like went their way to fight. And during that fight, oh my gosh, I'm like, you did not, you are not about to use 1,000 years of death on Hazunuki. And that's exactly what he did. For those of you who know, you know. Okay. For those of you who don't, 1,000 years of death. It's from Naruto. When Kakashi and Naruto they were doing their take the bill thing, and Naruto was like, "I'm gonna face Kakashi head on," and then Kakashi got behind him and had his hand signal like this, and he did 100 years of death into the butt of Naruto.
Leaf Village Secret Finger Jutsu! 1,000 years of death!
And I'm like, wait, you're not about to do this, and that's exactly what he did. Oh my goodness. So those two went someplace else, and probably I'm gonna assume that the Kaba is gonna win that fight. And now the rest of the episode was focused on Reggie and Megumi's fight. And Reggie had all these what looked like receipts, some kind of papers stapled all over his body. And he was using that all of them had something written on it, and then he used his curse energy and then transformed the thing into whatever it is that's written on it. And that's what he was using to fight and escape Megumi, you know. And then he came into a point where they were in some kind of, was it a church? I don't know. And then he sort of like explained his technique, and then he took one thing, burned it up, and then he was all refreshed and whatnot. And he's like, "This is a receipt from the time that I spent at a resort of some kind where I got some massage and all kinds of things. So I'm feeling kind of rejuvenated." And that's sort of like when he burned the thing, he sort of rejuvenated him. While Megumi is there, already injured and battered and tired and all of those things. And none of them, he said, none of them can use some kind of big moves. And Megumi's like, yeah, you're right. And what I'm gonna do is just run. And then he runs into this gymnasium. Reggie followed him each time he used one of his paper, created a motorcycle, used another paper, created drones to follow Reggie, used that, not follow Megumi, used another paper to create some kind of phone where he sort of like track Megumi with the drones and everything. And so he was led to the gymnasium, and he's like, okay, this could either be he's luring me here for some kind of purpose and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, he's luring you there. I knew that he was some kind of domain expansion reason why he brought him there. Like I knew it, you know. And but before basically Megumi could say something substantial, those two trucks or cars or whatever just like flew at him, and he's like slid through it, and then other things were coming at him, and then the knife in the hand, and I'm like, that's when Gojo's will be like nice. It would be nice to have Gojo's powers because none of those things could reach him, you know. But he's trapped right now, so we can't do anything about that. And yeah, that's when he enacted his domain. And I'm excited to see that in action. Whew. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is going to be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now, and you can also catch up with all my previous Jujutsu Kaisen episodes. There's a playlist, and the link to that is in the comment. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Aizo, Aizo, banana, melody. Battle